doing a run of Dark Souls, I guess. Hopefully. I'm optimistic. I'm pretty optimistic. Got the first hour and 40 minutes recorded. Or so, I guess. And, yeah, you die a lot.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skills. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
Alright guys, phew, alright. Yeah, so if you haven't heard by now, Dark Souls is the sequel to Demon's Souls, and just so you know, it's hella hard. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. You can't get impatient, you can't mess up. If you screw up at all, it's basically like you're actually playing the game. Like, if you die, it's ridiculous. Like, you die in like one hit, yeah, you're fighting bosses, you're dead. But anyway, yeah, it's a very hard game. It's known for being hard, and this is actually like my 5th or 6th character. I had to delete a bunch of them because I rage quitted. I rage quit a lot, but finally got one going, and we'll see how this goes. So right here we are in the Undead Asylum, and I don't know if you were paying attention to the cutscene or whatever, or if it even said it, but this is where you're like an undead, and you go here, you know, start an area. So overall, I find it to be a very fun game. I have 2 characters actually. I have a warrior, this guy, and then I have a knight. And oh, this part's great, because they're like, hey, guess what, boss? Yeah. But I almost died to him the very first time because I didn't know where the door was. But yeah. So a lot of the controls of this game, they're actually, I guess they'd be identical for PS3 and Xbox, because you use the bumpers a lot. The actual interface system, it's good, but it took a while to get used to, just because it was so different, I guess. I don't know. Everything's in real time. Everything is in real time. You can't press pause, pretty much. If something's gonna kill you, it's gonna kill you. You can't press pause and like use a super potion or something. Like, your guys actually gotta drink the potion and stuff. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's so much fun. I'd recommend go into. I mean, you're not gonna be able to beat it if you rent it. You'd have to buy it. You have to buy it. It's insanely hard, but yeah, it's fun. So I feel kind of like an expert at this area. Well, right now at least. You come back here later. Whoops, spoiler, what? No. But there's stuff you can't do right here yet, so I mean, I figured you would come back. And there are lots of little tricks and traps and stuff. For example, this boulder right there, first time, knocked me flat. It's great. I was like, what the hell is this? But yeah.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Hmm? Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead.
You actually get to choose whether you want to.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. And thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now. And thank you.
Alright, cool. So, yeah, the Estus flasks, they're your heals, you know. You can actually get a faith build. Faith is one of the points, you know, like strength, defense, stuff like that. There's something called faith, and you learn spells which are, I guess, called miracles. in this game. And then, so you're kind of like a sorcerer-ish person, I don't know. But, yeah, it's cool. But the Estus Flask is your main source of healing. And right here, it told me how to kick, but, I really haven't figured that out so much yet. Yeah, I was trying to mess with it, but, didn't quite work out. So, yeah. These guys, they're really easy by themselves, but if you get like 10-15 of them and they group up on you, it's ridiculous. They'll kill you in like a second. I mean, the thing about this game is really anything can kill you. Like, if you're not paying attention, if you're not having a hot day, they'll kill you fairly easily. Very, very easily. About the stamina bar, up in the top left, you can see there are 2 bars. One's red, one's green. Obviously red is health. Red's always health. I mean, I guess green is sometimes health-ish, maybe. Not really. But, the green is your stamina bar. And, stamina has all your actions, pretty much. It determines how many swings you can take, it determines if you can roll, it determines a bunch of stuff. Oh crap, alright. Boss, right here, yeah. What I just did there was a plunging attack, and it's when you get above the boss, and you can stab him like the head or something by going down. It's kinda like if you ever played Super Smash Brothers, like Link's down A, where he just kinda stabs his sword into the ground. It's kinda like that. But yeah. They're not messing around. Straight up, they're like, hey, here are the controls for first boss. Go. Figure it out and do it. And so I was like, alright, challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Also, the audio is kind of messed up. It's always messed up for some reason. Just don't worry about it. Right here, I was like, alright, flask up, let's go. I didn't flask up, actually. I was just like, alright, one hit, he'll die, just run in, get him. And so, I'm actually gonna cut right here, because, because I went around everywhere and there was nothing else to do. I was just checking my bases. So, after you finish that, you just go through this door. And, there's not much to do here yet, I guess. The graphics in this game, you probably can't tell just because kind of crappy capture card, but the graphics in this game are actually very, very good. They're, I don't know if you'd say realistic, but I mean, yeah, sure. I'd go for it. And down here, you just kind of explore out and get Soul of the Lost and Dead. Okay, what that is you can use it and you get souls, and I'll talk about souls in just a second. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, Souls of the Lost and Dead. It's actually an item, because when you die in this game, you lose all of your souls, but you don't lose any of your items, which is something I was concerned about with dying. And so what it does, it retains souls into an item form, so that if you need to go back and like level up or something, you can pop those and then use them later. Right here, these little orangish marks on the ground, those are player left. Those are player left symbols and stuff. They're player left notes, so it's kind of cool. Talk more in a minute.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran